this is Eliza Kendall. This is Janie, the beautiful Janie is back again with me today for the Spirit Report. It's the 11th of March 2021. We're in Bundjalung country, northern New South Wales. And yeah, we always take a little time. In fact, we'll do this in this moment. I've spent some time doing this today, taking a little time connecting with the original custodians of the land and spending some time giving reverence and respect to them as they reciprocated back. It was very beautiful. I always love to connect with the original humans that anchored their love and their care into this land. It feels really good. And today I'm just going to send also an intention out there that anything we share in this Spirit Report, as with all Spirit Reports, is sent out with a container that ensures that only those who are ready and willing to receive it with love and with grace and with ease will witness and view it. And any with negative intentions, they'll simply not register that it is there. And so we just send it out in that beautiful container. Awesome. Okay, very good. Okay, wonderful. So thank you, Janie, for being here. So it's interesting how these Spirit Reports come now that I'm doing them fortnightly, and I'm kind of just going with the flow of who comes in to record. So it moves around and around and around right until the last minute every time. So okay, cool, we just go with it. So anyway, I have no idea what we're going to speak with the guides or the spirits about today. Janie's just going to ask some questions. Yeah. So, yeah, there are certainly, a collection of beings who I've been working with for a few years since beginning channeling, I guess, after my guides guided me and schooled me to channel. So, yeah, there's a few that we work with, so we'll see who wants to come and speak with us.
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay. Okay, we have some here who are willing to speak with us. Is there something you'd like to ask?
Yes, I can feel the beings coming in very strongly. First of all, I think there's something they would like to share. So I'm asking, is there anything particular or pertinent which you beings would like to share with us?
Well, yes, and we do appreciate the request and the conversation that has been opened for this stream of communication to flow through from us to you. It is somewhat of an important time, we could say, a very advantageous, a very potent or powerful time to sit with yourself yet again. We ask and invite you to sit with yourself and remove that which you no longer deem to be, we want to say progressive, we want to say evolutionary. And when we say evolutionary, we wish for the evolution, or we are encouraging you in this moment for the evolution to be, we want to say, harmonious. An evolution that is win-win for everybody. Is that possible? Is it conceivable that you could evolve in an individual way, in a way from the inside out, that when you imbued your personality out into the world around you with your thoughts and your questions and your queries and your curiosities and your emotions and your actions, that energy as it moves out of you into the spaces has an impact and effect that is win-win for everyone involved. We are inviting you in this moment as you are leading up to a crossover point in the seasonal times, both in the northern and the hemisphere. There is a conjunction occurring, and we are inviting you through this conjunction to open yourself up to newness, to let go of that which is no longer serving you. And when we say this, we know what you mean. We know that you know that we know what you mean and what we mean at this time, that you know what that is. Do you understand? We know that you are fully aware of those things, those thoughts, those beliefs, those archetypes within you that you are holding on to, and that you are being somewhat stubborn in your holding on of, and you are sort of going, no, but if I am not this thing, then I am nothing, or I am not powerful, or I cannot push forward into the world. And we're asking you to let go of all of those things that encouraged you to push forward into the world, and instead pick up things that allow you and encourage you to find this stream through the world that doesn't bump anyone else out of their pathway. Again, the win-win situation, the weaving between all the other energies, all the other consciousnesses that you come into contact with in various different capacities and expressions and sensory experiences. You are constantly coming into contact with a variety of other living beings, are you not? And as you are doing this, can you make your way through without creating chaos, without creating disruption? Can you notice where the stream is, the free flow, the slip line, the tide? Pay attention to it. This is why you continue to invite you to pay attention to water, pay attention to the elements, pay attention to the different beings that live in the natural world, that naturally, organically, intrinsically, just as you can naturally, organically, and intrinsically move around one another, harmonizing, synergizing. Hello, this is Eliza Kendall. This is Janie, the beautiful Janie is back again with me today for the Spirit Report. It's the 11th of March 2021. We're in Bundjalung country, northern New South Wales, and yeah, we always take a little time. In fact, we'll do this in this moment. I've spent some time doing this today, taking a little time connecting with the original custodians of the land and spending some time giving reverence and respect to them as they reciprocated back. It was very beautiful. I always love to connect with the original humans that anchored their love and their care into this land. It feels really good. And today I'm just going to send also an intention out there that anything we share in this Spirit Report, as with all Spirit Reports, is sent out with a container that ensures that only those who are ready and willing to receive it with love and with grace and with ease will witness and be energizing with one another. It is still movement, and yes, it is still chaos in the natural environment, but you notice how the chaos also exists at the same time as harmony does, and the two exist side by side, and they in fact merge constantly and meld into one another continuously. Is that not what you notice in the natural environment? And could that also be a way for humans to move through the old ways, some of the original ways of the indigenous peoples that you have, some of you particularly have been understanding and delving into, have these ways of relating. Some of the ancient ways to relate have these ways of relating. The fairy kingdom, the nature spirit kingdom, they have an understanding of how to relate. The plant kingdom have an understanding of how to relate to everything around them, and it is right or proper relation is what you could call it, but we wish for you to simply call it or think of it as being harmonious or aligning or win-win, graceful, easy, moving forward in an easier way. There is no need to continue ploughing and charging and destroying everything in front of you in order to carve your way forward.
And is there any, thank you, is there any particular exercises or visualizations or technologies, so to speak, tools that can assist us as we go through learning how to do things differently and more harmoniously and adapting to the new world that we are walking into? Is there anything that can help us be a bit braver or more excited about letting go of what we know and feel familiar with, to be able to embrace this newness and a gentler way of doing things?
Well, there is several different questions within that question, really. And so let us first begin at the beginning. We wish to invite you as a way to understand the changes and navigate them, yes, with grace. We also wish to say not be overwhelmed by them. A way to zoom out is what we are inviting you to do, to get a broader perspective. It is part of what we have, is this broadened perspective of what is occurring within the microcosm that is your life. And so we're inviting you to have a broader perspective. As you broaden, we're also going to invite you to notice the way, yes, we speak of it again, the elemental forces work with one another, but we invite you to perhaps take this one step further now, if you are ready, and consider the elemental forces as being beings or spirits or consciousnesses. Consider them as consciousnesses and notice. What you may notice is one group of clouds moving south and another group of clouds above it moving northwest. And you look at these clouds and you think to yourself, how is it that clouds can move in many different directions? And could you then add into that understanding that each of those clouds are a consciousness, and that is a living being, and you could connect and communicate or even just witness and observe that living being as it's moving one way, and then recognize there is another living being moving the other way, and they're all moving around together, and they all have things that they are doing. They are on purpose, they are on task, they aren't just meandering by in order for you to look up and notice the meandering. That is a wonderful bonus and benefit of the physical form that is perceived by the human eye of the cloud. It is quite delicate and soft, and we find this a positive thing, and so it was considered to be a good shape. But the shape is relevant as we share with you this new way of perceiving, and yes, seeing outside of what you have been seeing in what is the illusion or the holographic field as you wish to update it, changing that field. We're going to invite you to begin seeing all living beings as separate consciousnesses, and those consciousnesses are separate, but they are working in total harmony together, and they are also in constant communication with one another. And in this way you will also begin to understand and become more tuned in to working with the technology of intention, the technology of thought, because you will come to recognize that you too are always communicating with one another, even if you are not together or using your voice or your body. There are communications occurring through the mental lines continuously with every single output, every single expression. And so could you then consider, as you move through the spaces, if your expression is something that will have a positive impact on the spaces around you, is something that perhaps will be enjoyed by that consciousness of wind.
Nice.
And in this way, there will be a deeper connection grown, and the connecting with all that is, connecting with different life forms, is a part of your ascension process, as it is called. It is part of the evolutionary process of the human species, is it not, to connect deeper to all things. And so this is how you can also bring stability, bring a sense of being able to be deeply rooted to the earth and hold yourself steady even if things do change very quickly, because you know that when the change stops or when the storm stops blowing, first of all you know that the different custodians of wind have blown the storm around because they're on purpose and they're on point and they have a task to do, and you don't need to know what that task is, but you know they have a task and you too have a task. And what is your task? It is to continue to create that state of harmony within you and then emanate or imbue the spaces around you with your own beautiful, delicious state of internal harmony. That is your responsibility as you move through. That is your life purpose, so to speak. And you can allow the winds to do whatever it is they need to do, and just hold yourself strong into the earth, connecting yourself with all your chakra points, yes, ensuring that you are connected down into the ground and that you are allowing yourself to express through all the different channels that you have to express yourself, so that you are a free flowing river of information. And again, that information comes through you and out into the spaces, and as it comes out into the spaces, you take ownership and custodianship of it, and you determine what it feels like and what impact it has as it comes out of you.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, that was a lot. It was like a lot to even say through my solar plexus. It's like, oh, that's a little tight there. Yeah, wow.
Is there places on the body? I was just reflecting on
Okay.
how, if you look at TCM, look at massage, you look at different osteopathy, there's many different points on the body that do feel wonderful when touched, and they can trigger different emotions, there's safety and there's sort of heart opening, there's a feeling of support, there's I was just wondering if there was some kind of understanding or acknowledgement or advice around is there any particularly pertinent points on the body that we can touch ourselves, that we can hold ourselves in a particular manner that will really aid.
Yes. This is an interesting query, and yes, we wish to say yes. And first of all, we wish to say, if you are being touched by yourself or another who is able to hold a state of, we want to say, well, we're going to use the word pure. We're unsure how else to say it. Pure love. We want to be more specific and say, in some ways, holding a neutral state. A state of, yes, compassion, but compassion without agenda, without expectations that if I touch you, you will feel better. If I touch you, you will know the benefit of my touch. If I touch you, I will heal you. If I touch you, you will love me. If you can touch someone without any of those agendas or expectations, and you can just touch them any place on the body that is touched and held for 30 seconds to 20 minutes is going to have an incredibly positive, beneficial response. Now, there are certain points, and again, it needs to be done by someone who is able to touch without pushing their own energy into the person, just actually meeting the part where the skin touches the other skin and just holding it there. And my hand is not trying to do anything, it is simply just holding it there. And so there are parts though that are on these particular bodies that are beneficial to be touched by others and by self. And first by others, it is placing the hand at the back of the heart with the fingers facing, the fingers ending at the bottom of the neck, the top of and the hand placed like that in the center of the spine and held in this position for anywhere between 30 seconds and 20 minutes is a very powerful high heart opening activation gift that you could give to someone. The other place to hold a person is the front of the heart, leaving the hand there, ensuring that the middle finger is pressing very gently into the thymus, the U of the thymus. The other point is to press and hold the hand on the back, on the coccyx area, and allowing the middle finger to just press into the U shape of the coccyx area and holding that. This is for someone else to do for you to do to yourself. It is the vulnerable places. Yes, the heart is one place, the womb is one place, the perineum is one place. Cupping the perineum, cupping the genitals, holding thy own hand, or pressing your hand to your cheek and allowing it to just rest there for as long as it takes to bring away the intensity of an emotion.
Thank you, that's a really lovely, really great tip. Now I know that Equinox is coming up, and I know that Eliza is planning, she's just received some downloads about something that she will be offering on that time. I wonder if you could comment, give people a bit of an idea about what that's going to embody, a general outline.
We are unable to speak to this at this time. It was not us who passed on this information to her. It was some others who work a little closer with the opening of said stargates and portals at those particular times. And so there will be an opportunity for them to speak at a different time. We, however, have mentioned why we feel, and also what is appropriate, if you like, to harness the equinox time. Yes.
Is there anything else that you would like to share around the concept of inspiration for the audience?
We are somewhat perplexed by this particular word, as it we feel that inspiration, as you understand it, can only come from the light, can only come from beauty, can only come from things that are shiny and sparkling. And from our perspective, we consider all vibrationary beings to be inspiring. We consider all the spectrums of light to be inspirational, and we consider that they inspire different things. And while we notice that they inspire different things in humans, and sometimes that which is inspired can then we want to say take a somewhat destructive path, but the inspiration in its initial inspiration could have gone either way, and it is simply through free will and choice that the pathway becomes one that has a positive impact or a negative impact. But we also don't really we want to say we're not in high favour of those words either, because it simply has an impact, and again, all is inspiring, and all is change, and all is in motion, and all is within the spectrum of light, if you are speaking of your human experience. And so again, we really only wish to share with you at this time that inspiration is to be found everywhere, and perhaps it is simply a matter of allowing yourself to be inspired by all life, and perhaps that is simply a matter of opening yourself to receive that which comes in front of you, knowing that whatever comes in front of you is there in order to inspire you into change and evolution.
Thank you. Is there anything else you wish to share before we end this session?
Well, we are inviting a lot of yawning, also as a suggestion moving through the equinox time, a suggestion as you let go of that which you no longer are, that is no longer appropriate for you to be moving into tomorrow, and then the next day, and the next day, and the next day, as you let go of yourself moment to moment, knowing that the selves you're letting go of are simply making room for a better, brighter, more dynamic, more wonderful, more loving, more deliciously, we want to say more fun, simply more joyful version of yourself. And as you are letting go of those, we are inviting you to yawn. Yawn a lot, yawn many times. It is going to be a very effective method. There is a lot of energy and change happening with the throat and the jaw and the hips of all humans at this time. And so we are inviting you to yawn and stretch. Be gentle with your body, but giving some attention, some energy to that area would be beneficial.
Thank you.
Okay. Sometimes it's just way weirder than others to have them in me.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like the percentage of sort of what's me and what's theirs is waving around, and I'm like, hang on a minute, what am I doing here? It's weird. Anyway, that felt good. I want to listen back. That seems
there was a lot.
really good
There was a
information.
lot.
That I'm talking really fast.
Lot in there. It was like, And as I was listening more, I was losing track of understanding the words mentally, and it just goes off into this whole thing of like, well, do I just let go and just feel the words?
I think that's best.
Yeah, because it's like, you just watch that back, and then I go, I've just got to stay compass mentis enough to actually ask a question.
Well, you're doing really well.
Kind of go.
Of course, that would put you into quite a trance, because that's probably part of why they do it as well.
Yeah.
So that you can't sort of conceptualize it too much, and it just then walks into your subconscious mind.
Having the list of questions is good, but then the questions change the moment you ask that first question, and it's all different. So it's
That's
like,
it. Love it. All right, thank you for that. Amazing. Yeah. Cool.
All right.
What to say?
That's good. Thank you, Sue.
Yeah. Thank you to the beautiful Veens who spoke. I'm really curious now about who has spoken to me about the course.
Well, we
haven't
connected with download yesterday.
Yeah. I'm interested now because they've identified quite separately.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you for watching, and I hope that was enjoyable. Take some deep breaths.
And yawn.
And yawn a lot. Yeah, I could really feel them wanting to pull my face
And
open.
it was nice that with the yawn and the hips, because throat and hips are so...
Indeed, yeah.
Throat and womb and cervix.
That's it.
Yeah.
Opening our expression and sovereignty in order to... to allow our identity to come through, it needs these clear channels and pathways. So. Lots of love to you, beautiful creature, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. You can check me out on my website. I'll put the address up after if you'd like to know more about what I do. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay, bye.